You know, there's a saying, men cheat to save a relationship, women cheat to end a relationship. And I've had this debate so many times, and I've conquered it every single time. If a woman cheats on you and you go back to her, she tells you, look, I got to get something off my chest. I cheated on you. And you're like, oh, we can work this out. She's going to think, you pathetic piece of shit. I just let another guy stick his dick in me and you're going to take me back? Like, I'm tainted. Like, I pretty much told you, you don't mean shit to me, and I'm willing to sabotage this whole relationship just to have another guy's dick in me. And you allowing that? Like, you're going to be okay with that? You're pathetic. And that's what she's going to think. She's not going to say that. The sex will never be the same. Her attitude will never be the same. Her true desire for you never be the same. And the ugly part is, if it was a decent experience, she will be thinking about that guy. That's the truth. The hard truth. But you see, society's got women programmed these days to think, well, men do it. You can do it. No, you can't. A man can be in love, total in love, head over heels with his woman, and just love her like men love women. Go have sex with a woman, and you won't miss a beat. You'll love that woman just the same as you did the before and after you did it. That sex won't mean a thing. And I'll give you a short description why. I said I wasn't going to, but I'll give you the short version. Men are built to conquer. We take, we hunt, we kill. Women receive, they submit. So when I'm on the prowl and I get sex, I've won, I've conquered, I've overcome that woman in a sense. My strength, my masculine qualities, my vibe encouraged her and made her submit to me, to take her. Men are built to give, women are built to receive in every way. So what that means is that woman had to have submitted to another man. And when a woman submits to a man, it has nothing to do with being sexual. It has everything to do with the bonding, the connection, and the power and strength she feels from that man. And if she offers that, if she entertains another man in any way, shape, or form, that's cheating. If she's texting with another guy, they low key, and they know when it's inappropriate. But that's cheating. That's opening the door for something disastrous. A lot of men do not get consistent quality female attention. So even if the lady was coming out as harmless, just a little harmless adult banter, unless he's a dude who just gets ass all the time, like a fucking playboy who's had experience and knows how to attract women, he's going to take it as, ooh, this chick wants me. And she could just have made a harmless comment, something, funny in the moment, something sexual, borderline sexual. Like, yeah, you couldn't handle me. Something like that. You know what I mean? Any kind of way. And that guy could take it as, this chick wants me. Now he's going to be giving her a lot of attention. And he's going to be thinking shit. She may have said that and forgotten about it, thought it's, haha, that's funny, and walked off and went about her day. But he hasn't. And that is the potential for something to go wrong and be misinterpreted is in there now. She's essentially opened that door for something fucked up to happen. And now this guy thinks he's got an in with her. What about the time when, she's got the work husband, the guy friend? There's always some title. There's always some role they play. And this typically happens at work. They spend a lot of time with men at work and less time with you. Who do you think has more of an opportunity to sit and have conversations, ask her questions, get to know her, make her giggle, make her feel special, make her feel heard, make her feel important? You know what I mean? Say you have a little downtime in your relationship. You've run into a little rough patch, 1 or 2 months, and you're kind of at odds, and she's feeling down one day and feeling, not feeling it. She goes to work. Well, guess who gets to be the shoulder to cry on? Yeah, that guy. So I said it once, I'll say it a million times. It's not a guy's job not to hit on your girl. If you date an attractive woman, she's going to get hit on. It's her responsibility, duty, and commitment to the relationship and respect for you to immediately shut that shit down. Immediately. To not even let it go past a flirt. to make it abundantly clear that she is happy and secure where she is and she has no interest in that shit. And if she does anything else, you've been warned. Because the shit always starts off playful. I've seen it. I've worked in co-ed environments. I've seen it. My own two eyes. I've watched affairs unfold right in front of me. And that's like opening Pandora's box. This is why if you're my girlfriend, no girls' nights. You're not going to hang out in nightclubs and bars and go drink and, at all hours of the night and doing that shit. Like, why would you even want to possibly open the door to invite that kind of complication and to put the relationship at risk? You mix peers, and women are a lot more susceptible to peer pressure in their environment and the crowd they're with. They're a lot more malleable when it comes to adapting to their environments, like kind of fitting in so they don't make waves. So you add that, and you don't know what kind of friends she's got. A lot of times you get these single chicks who go fucking do that and want to pull the happily married, a happy girl that's in a relationship in with them to go do that drinking and hoeing. And, you get the drinking, you got the environment, you got the music, you got some good looking men, and sprinkle in some alcohol and some trouble at home. And you have the recipe for a successful recipe for a fucking affair. So any of that shit's cheating, and it should not be tolerated. You need to make that shit known in the beginning. And that's a non-negotiable. That ain't like if she throws a fit and calls you an asshole and says something ugly and disrespects you. Or, she forgets to pick up the milk or, something. This is why it's so important that you discuss boundaries. It's real important why you have boundaries. You should know your boundaries. You should have your boundaries written down and understood. That way, when the time comes, if you're seeing somebody, when the time comes, because if you like somebody and you keep seeing them more and more, that conversation is going to happen. So what are we? So what do you want out of a relationship? What do you want out of a partner? What do you want out? That comes up. And you got to be able to answer that shit, because that's the golden opportunity for you to lay it on the line, what you expect and what your boundaries are and what your non-negotiable boundaries are. Because you can have boundaries. If there's one thing about a boundary, is it's going to be tested. And it's not their job to not test your boundary. It's your job to enforce it. So with the boundary, you have to have a consequence. Here's the thing. If you cheat, I'm done. We're done. If I find you giving attention to another man, we're done. No guy friends, no girls trips, none of that shit. If you want to be with me, if you want to be my girlfriend, here are the expectations and the boundaries that I have. And that's when you set that boundary. And you can tell her, like, if we're going to be serious, I want to be with somebody who takes care of themselves, takes care of me, has interest in health, wants to live a long, happy, productive life. It's a great communicator, not a constant drama queen. When something comes up, a disagreement comes up, we can handle it lovingly, maturely, and functionally without getting toxic and nasty to each other. No blowing up and making these outrageous, impulsive statements of, I don't want you anymore, or get out, and, all this inflammatory shit. And that's the time to have that conversation. And when you set that boundary, it's your job to enforce it. And if she partakes in any behavior that you set for your non-negotiables, it's done. Yeah, it's going to suck. It's going to hurt a little bit, but it's going to hurt a lot longer and a lot worse if you keep letting that shit slide. Because you find out, yeah, I got a guy friend, and we had lunch, huh? Well, she said, what? Don't be insecure. What, you don't trust me? Are you insecure? They use that stupid shit all the time. So no, I'm absolutely secure, and I'm absolutely confident that that's not going to be tolerated. If you back down and say, well, I do trust you. Okay, then. I'm a grown-up. I can do whatever I want. Yeah, okay. I shouldn't be so controlling, because that's what they'll say. You're so controlling. Women don't have a clue about that shit. They don't understand the meaning of really valuing and honoring something. But that's just a manipulation tactic to throw you off the scent. And you back down to that, Guess what the next conversation is you're going to have? You're going to wonder why she's texting him good night and has a picture of her in a nightie in her outgoing messages to this guy. That's going to be the next conversation. Or you find out they fucked. And that's going to hurt way worse than you ending it because you foreseen the outcome. It's going to hurt no matter what. But the degree of hurt is going to be different if you let that shit slide and walk into that situation.